Hello, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I just got done watching Goosebumps for the first time. This is a 2015 film that is kinda, sort of, but not really based on the books with the same name written by R.L. Stine, and I say that because when I was a kid, I grew up on the Goosebumps TV show, and I loved it as a kid. So I was pretty disappointed seeing the trailers and seeing everything of how they were going to do this movie. That's why I never went to go see it. That's why I haven't seen it up until now. In fact, this is my second attempt to watching it because a year ago, my girlfriend tried to show me the movie. She sat me down and said, "Let's watch Goosebumps." And I got maybe 15 minutes in before she looked over and realized, yeah, I'm not really having a great time. So I didn't finish it. Now I watched it. It's not terrible. It's not awful. I don't hate this movie. It's just fine. Serviceable. It's passable. It's directed by Rob Letterman. And the plot is we see Zach, played by Dylan Minnette, who he just moved to town. His mother is the vice principal of the school. His mother is played by Amy Ryan, who I remember as Holly from The Office, very similar to how her character is here. So she's a cool mom, if you ask me. And he doesn't have a lot of friends, though. He meets this girl Hannah next door. He obviously likes her, but her father, played by Jack Black, is very weird, very creepy and standoffish, and when he starts to think, oh, maybe he's abusing his daughter, or maybe he has her locked up in the house, he breaks in, because that's what you do. He breaks into the house and finds these books written by this guy, R.L. Stine. He realizes that Jack Black is R.L. Stine, and when these books open, all of the creatures, all of the monsters from his stories get released into the real world. And so now him and a few other people have to stop these creatures once and for all. Now, instantly watching this film, seeing the plot, I thought, this is just Jumanji. Like, the plot is almost beat for beat Jumanji, especially the original. And it's fine. It is. I was waiting for them to explain how this is all possible, how these books are magical, how these creatures are real. All they say is that there's a special typewriter that he wrote all of these books on, and that typewriter made this possible. But there's so many times where they're like, that's just how this works. That's not how that works. No, this is what you're supposed to do. You can't. It's like, come on, guys. Just admit that you need this movie to go, so you don't really have a set of rules. You're sort of just playing this as you go. But once again, it's a movie for kids, so I guess you're supposed to shut your brain off and go along with it. The cast is fine. The kid who plays Zach is fine. Hannah, she had a twist to her character that I was really surprised about and wasn't expecting, and I actually liked what they did with her character. Jack Black is good as R.L. Stine. I like that even R.L. Stine himself had a cameo at some point in the movie as a teacher. And Ryan Lee plays Champ, the friend to Zach, who's just the comic relief. He's just the goofy kid that tells some jokes, and I didn't really find everything that he said funny, but I didn't find him as annoying as he could have been either. And Jillian Bell randomly shows up as the aunt, and I'm so used to her being raunchy, and I'm waiting for her to curse, but she doesn't here. But once again, she was fine. Let's talk about the creatures, shall we? Some of the creatures, it's obviously the biggest and the most famous from the Goosebumps book, like the Indomitable, like the Abominable Snowman, or the Wolf Man. In fact, I want to mention these characters in particular because they use CGI for them, like full-blown CGI, and I thought it looked almost terrible. Almost terrible. I feel like you should have just had people in suits. Should have had a guy, a big old stunt man in a hairy suit, being a wolf man or being a snowman, and it would have looked better. Sure, it would have looked a little cheesy, but the TV show was cheesy. It was 90s, and you went along with it. It looks better than CGI. I'm sorry. Cheap, crappy CGI does not look as good as practical effects, and so a lot of those scenes did take me out. I thought the giant grasshopper thing looked decent enough. You have the invisible boy who's there for some jokes and gags, and Slappy. Slappy is, yeah, the most memorable or best parts of this film as the villain. He comes across as Chucky light. Of course, it's for kids, but he is going around doing some messed up things and just causing destruction and saying one-liners. He's very punny, but it's fine. The design of him looks better than he did on the TV show, so I can appreciate that. And look, I'm not jumping over the moon about the movie. I'm not like, oh, this is great and amazing, but I did not hate it. I think it's fine. It's passable. It's something to where if you tell me you like it, I won't argue with you. It's fine. I guess I'm just sitting here the whole time thinking, I really would have loved an anthology movie. I would have loved like what Trick or Treat was, where you had 4 different stories adapted from the books, and maybe even have them all connect at some point. I couldn't help but think they probably should have done something a little more different, a little more creative, but that's fine. That's on me. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Goosebumps, the movie? Did you like it more than I did, or do you agree that it's just okay? What would you have liked from the film? Did you like the TV show? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!